You ever have one of those brilliant ideas, but then actually making it happen? That's the hard part, right? Well, in the world we live in, a world that's moving a million miles an hour, just having the idea isn't going to cut it. You need a roadmap, a blueprint to take that spark and turn it into something real. And that, my friends, is project management. It's the secret sauce for getting things done, and I mean anything, from launching a new app to planning a wedding or even just surviving a kitchen remodel.
All right, so here's the game plan for today. We're going to start by looking at why we even need this stuff. What's going on in the world? Then we'll nail down what a project actually is. From there, we'll walk through the 4 stages every project goes through. We'll also talk about the people who make it all happen, and we'll wrap up with the big secret to actually getting it right. Sound good? Let's go.
Seriously, does it feel like you're on a treadmill that's just getting faster and faster? Well, I'm here to tell you it's not just in your head. The pace of everything, of change, of competition from all over the globe, it's just accelerating. And customers, they want more and they wanted it yesterday. That feeling, that constant pressure to deliver, that is exactly the problem that modern project management was born to solve.
Okay, Section 1, a world of projects. Let's really dig into the pressures of the modern world. Because, these are the very things that took project management from this specialized thing that, like, only construction foremen did, to something that literally everyone needs to know.
So what are these drivers? I mean, it really is a perfect storm. First off, product life cycles are getting shorter and shorter. Think about it. Your brand new phone feels ancient in what, a year? Maybe 2? Then there's the knowledge explosion. We have more information and more options than ever before, which is great, but also kind of overwhelming. And get this, it's not just about profit anymore. Now companies have to think about a triple bottom line. That's people, the planet, and profit. Plus you, the customer, expect everything to be tailored just for you. So what's the result of all this? We're forced to use smaller, faster, more nimble projects to get big things done.
Right, Section 2. What exactly is a project? We've talked about the chaos, so now let's talk about the tool we use to bring some order to it all. To handle all those pressures we just mentioned, we package up work into this thing called a project. But what does that word actually mean? Let's give a name to the solution. Okay, here's the textbook definition from the Project Management Institute. A temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product, service, or result. Now, don't let the formal language fool you. There are 2 words in there that are absolutely key: temporary and unique. Temporary just means it has a start date and an end date. It's not supposed to go on forever. And unique, that means you're making something new, something that hasn't been done in this exact same way before. So, to dig a little deeper, every single project has a few key things in common. It has a clear goal, it has a specific start, and a specific end. It usually pulls people in from different departments, and it's definitely not your day-to-day routine work. But most importantly, every project is squeezed by 3 things: time, cost, and performance. You can think of it like this. You can have it fast, you can have it cheap, or you can have it good. Pick 2. If you want it faster, it's going to cost more. If you want it cheaper, you might have to sacrifice some quality. This constant balancing act, that's the heart of project management. And to make this crystal clear, let's compare a project to just regular routine work. Think about entering sales numbers into a spreadsheet every single day. That's routine, right? It's ongoing, it's repetitive. But what about building that sales data system in the first place? That is a project. It's a one-time thing. It's unique. See the difference? Okay, one last bit of terminology for you. You'll often hear the word program thrown around too. So what's the difference? Well, it's pretty simple. A program is the big umbrella. It's a collection of related projects all working towards a huge, long-term goal. For instance, a cancer research program is the whole shebang. A single clinical trial for one specific drug, that's a project inside that program. All right, Section 3, the 4-stage life cycle. So we know what a project is. Now the big question is, how do we actually do one? Well, it turns out every single project, I don't care if it's building a skyscraper or planning a party, follows the same basic blueprint from idea to reality. Let's walk through it. It all breaks down into 4 simple stages. Stage 1 is defining. This is where you ask the big questions. What are we actually trying to do here? And why is it important? Next up, planning. This is the how. How are we going to pull this off? Who do we need? What's the schedule? And of course, how much is it going to cost? Stage 3 is executing. This is the main event, usually the longest phase. It's where the actual work gets done. The coding, the building, the creating, and finally, stage 4, closing. This is so much more than just handing over the final product. It's about looking back and asking that all-important question. What did we learn that will help us on the next project? So, Section 4, the people behind the plan. That 4-stage cycle, it sounds so neat and clean, doesn't it? But we all know reality is a little messier. Why? Because projects don't run on spreadsheets. They run on people. And that's what we need to talk about now, the integrators who make it all happen. And right at the center of it all, you have the project manager. Think of this person as the integrator. Their job isn't to be the smartest person in the room about every little detail. No, their job is to be the conductor of the orchestra. They're the ones who pull together all the different experts, all the plans, and all the moving parts to make sure it all comes together as one beautiful piece of music.
So what does it take to be a good one? Well, it's a crazy mix of skills. You've got to be a leader who can inspire people, but also a tough negotiator who can deal with stakeholders. Communication has to be like your superpower, keeping everyone in the loop, all the time. But more than anything, you're a professional problem solver, constantly juggling that trade-off between time, cost, and performance to keep the train on the tracks.
But here's the thing, as important as that project manager is, they can't do it by themselves. I mean, the best conductor in the world can't make music without an orchestra. And that's because, when you boil it all down, project management is a team sport. Period. And honestly, this is where the real magic happens. The power of a project team comes from pulling together all these different experts. You get people from engineering, from marketing, from finance, all in the same room focused on the same goal. This kind of collaboration is an absolute engine for innovation. I mean, think about the incredible ideas that pop up when an engineer, a marketer, and a designer all attack the same problem together. You just don't get that when everyone's stuck in their own little box. Okay, Section 5, the secret to success. We've covered the what, the how, and the who. But this brings us to the final and maybe the most crucial piece of the puzzle. What's the real secret to success? I'll give you a hint. It's not about the fancy software or the perfect timeline. It goes way beyond that. And here it is. The secret is understanding that project management has two sides. On one hand, you've got the technical side. This is all the stuff you'd expect. The schedules, the budgets, the risk analysis. You could call that the science of it. But then you have the socio-cultural side. This is the people stuff, the leadership, the teamwork, the communication, the culture. That's the art. And here's the absolute truth. You can have the most beautiful, technically perfect plan ever created, but if your team isn't communicating, if there's no trust, that project is dead in the water. And if you take one thing away from our time together, let it be this. Success in project management isn't about picking one of those sides. It's about balancing both. It's about knowing how to use the tools while also knowing how to lead the team. It's about having a rock-solid plan, absolutely, but then guiding real, live human beings through that plan with empathy and skill. That's the whole game. So I want to leave you with one final thought to take with you. Think about your own life, right now, at work, at home, wherever. What's one project that, if you actually did it this year, would completely change your world? We've just walked through the blueprint. The only question left is, what are you going to build?